The hardest obstacle you will face during your journey, pretty much any journey, but we're talking about entrepreneurship now. So, your entrepreneurial journey and how to battle it. So, what is it? It's yourself. Yourself is going to be the biggest obstacle that you're going to face. I'm telling you, it's not the tactics, it's not the tricks, it's not the knowledge, it's yourself. And so how do you battle it? Right? So what are the three keys to battling yourself? This has been, honestly, like I'm saying, this is definitely the biggest obstacle that I faced is myself, is just being able, and that's like what Expert Secrets talks about. When you are finding your voice, what everybody's biggest issue is allowing themselves or accepting in themselves to position themselves to actually be that person, whatever it is, from like being successful to losing weight. And it comes down to like your identity, like who it is, like who are you at a core level. And if your identity, or if your subconscious is identified with something else, then you're just not going to accomplish your goals. So the first thing that you need to do is realize what you're doing wrong. And I see myself doing it, and I see a lot of people doing it too, consciously or unconsciously. And it's commands. So I've heard this from multiple different sources, experts, from the books Think and Grow Rich, Grant Cardone in his Sell or Be Sold. Everybody, the affirmations space, like manifestation. But I think a lot of people are thinking, or they're just not applying it correctly, or they just don't really know what's going on at the foundational level, and they're commands. So here's like a little evolutionary thought, or developmental thought. So when the human being is first being when we're growing up, from about ages 1 to 3, there's an executive function that we start to learn. I don't know if it's, so we start learning language, right? And at first, our language is just outwards. So when you're first becoming, or when you're first growing, the voice inside your head doesn't exist. Your language is solely external, until you get to a point where you become self-aware and you start using your language to self-direct yourself. We're getting deep. We're getting deep. So when you start to self-direct yourself, it was a crazy idea. And it's crazy that we don't know this about our human beings, or we're just not taught it. But check this out. So when we do start to realize that we can self-direct ourselves, that language, that external language that we use, starts going internal. And that's when you start getting the voice inside of your head. It sounds crazy. But when you say a sentence in your mind silently, those same muscles that you would use to audibly say it out loud are used when you're saying it in your mind. So they did a testing for it, where they hooked up electrodes to somebody's face to measure the muscle movements, and they had somebody say sentences in their head. And what they found was that the same muscles that they used to audibly say it were being used when they were saying it in their mind. Think about that. That's crazy. So what am I getting at with this first point is that you have the ability to self-direct, give yourself commands. And what a lot of us do is we give ourselves negative commands, like myself included, like I am dumb, like the I will things, like I will not be able to do this. So the more that you say things like that, the more that you're programming your subconscious mind to for negativity. So that's like, I think the first step is to catch yourself whenever you are commanding yourself to do something that goes against with what you actually want to achieve, So that's like what I'm saying. So in the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he gives a pretty clear-cut way to reprogram your subconscious. And I'll read you guys like a quick little note. But it says any idea, plan, or thought can be placed in the mind through repetition of thought. So he talks about this practice called autosuggestion, which is just self-affirmations, hypnosis, reprogramming your subconscious mind. And what it does is it basically changes your identity. It does get pretty deep. And that's like the crazy thing. It like may sound like woo-woo or whatever, but it's not. This is all scientifically proven stuff that I've heard repeated too from the Huberman Lab podcast. He talks extensively about stories on how it's one of the most important things to reprogram fear and trauma is by telling stories. But the way that you are going to reprogram your subconscious is by basically giving yourself commands, having definite commands. I think that's a key component of it, is being for it to be definite. So the first thing is you want to have last thing's wrong with it. So in order to reprogram your subconscious mind, the 3 steps, or I think there's like 6 steps, but one is have a definite goal, right? So like my definite goal is to and it could be for anything that you're trying to achieve. But for the entrepreneur space, say you want to make $1 million. The first step is to have a definite amount. I will acquire $1 million. The second thing is to have a definite time on when you are going to achieve set goal. The third thing is to have a definite plan of how you are going to achieve it. And then the last step is to write it all down and then audibly say it daily, morning and night, or however many times you want to say it, until the vibrations reach the vibrations of the words that you're audibly saying reaches your subconscious mind. I know it sounds crazy, or does it? Or does that like sound like too far out there? I don't know. But that's what I'm doing right now. That's I think that's where I've gone wrong a lot of the times, or have just kind of like lost sight of what it is that I'm trying to do, is because I didn't have a definite purpose or a definite plan. And that's the key. It's just mindset. But more than that, it's like just knowing, just having a definite, and it has to be clear too. So that's why it's structured like that. So have a clear goal. Like I want to lose X amount of weight, or I want to make X amount of money, a definite date, a time, a definite plan. And then you have to definitely say it daily until those vibrations reach your subconscious mind. And until that happens, then all the other self commands that you've given yourself over your lifetime are going to carry out actions in your day to day. So if your subconscious mind is all jacked up, then your identity just doesn't resonate with whatever it is that you're trying to do, and you need to reprogram your subconscious mind. But that's it. And I think this could be the most important podcast video that you may see, honestly, because I think it's the foundation for whatever it is that you're trying to do. Check out Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone, Be Obsessed or Be Average, Expert Secrets, all those books. But that is it for today. I hope you guys got some value from this video. Ask me some questions. I'm doing these daily, so stay tuned. Thank you guys for checking it out. Have a good day.